Our friend here asks, now I get motivated, but then lose the motivation. Any advice on how to keep the motivation going? I get asked this question a lot because people, they just have a hard time being consistent. Why? Because life happens. For me, gym is life. Muscle is life. Health is life. So that comes first and foremost in my life because I don't have the luxury of living a life where I can afford any illnesses. So I live my life as if I am not going to give 1 cent to any pharmaceutical company. Or what do you want to call it? Your everyday doctor, your primary doctor, your doctors that have the audacity to tell me that my cholesterol is too high, that they want to get me on something to lower my cholesterol when I know cholesterol is good for me. When I know it's good to have cholesterol. Cholesterol is good for the brain. So if I ever am in the vicinity of a doctor who's trying to tell me that shit, I fire them and find a different doctor. If you're gonna have a doctor, you gotta vet your doctor because doctors, when it even comes to cancer, in my opinion. So I'll just give you an example. When my mom went through breast cancer and I asked her this, I was just like, did your doctors ever tell you to stay away from like fruit, for example, to keep you off of sugar for at least a good straight 6 weeks? I'm like, did they do that? And she goes, no. I'm like, no. Because cancer feeds off of sugar. So they're going to say, oh yeah, here, have a popsicle. Because again, they don't care about curing cancer. They're going to give you a bunch of garbage that is going to kill you while trying to kill the cancer when there's other routes, in my opinion, from my research that I've done. And so I don't even trust a doctor who's wanting to cure my cancer, if that be the case. Like, yeah, you guys, I go deep with this and I go dark with this. Those that have followed me for several years know that I am my own guinea pig when it comes to health. That I do research on a lot of different lifestyles and I try them out and I see how they do. Same with different supplements that I try. And I went from, the whole bodybuilding lifestyle, bulking, cutting, consuming carbs. Even when I was competing in powerlifting, you would carb load, all that stuff. And then I went from that lifestyle to, oh no, we need to, help the animals. And, after watching a documentary on, cringy, like slaughterhouses, I didn't eat meat for probably 4 or 5 years. And it's funny because I had this friend at my gym who's like, oh, don't stop eating meat. But I was just like, at that time, you're in this place where you're just like, no, I can't do it anymore. It's cruelty, it's mean, without looking into other things. And then I started looking into other research and discovered, carnivore diet and going down that rabbit hole and looking into what the body needs, what the body, should have, maybe even not even consuming any plants, that plants might be trying to kill you, that like just whole rabbit holes. And I'm still doing it, but as in I still do my research and it's a constant thing for me. Health is a big deal for me. And I look at the people around me and it's like very few people give two shits about their health or the health of their family or the health of their kids. They're taking their kids to get, fast food every day thinking that it's okay, and it's dangerously not. So when our friend asks, how do you keep the motivation going? The motivation keeps going because I keep living. I want my body to be healthy, and I don't trust, your normal everyday doctors. I'm still looking into getting a different doctor, a naturopath type person. I've got someone that I want to check out, but for now, I eat mostly meat, eggs, and occasionally I'll still do supplementing with protein. powders and stuff like that, that's kind of like an indulgence when I'm making homemade ice cream, because who doesn't have a sweet tooth every now and then? But let's talk about the gym life, the gym lifestyle. Building muscle has always been my thing since my late teens, early 20s, after having hip surgery and going through physical therapy. The fact that I could take control over my body and build muscle by doing exercises and lifting weights was a huge high for me. The fact that I could take control of my body and build it into something that I would love and I would be happy with and I would be proud of after years and years and years of hating myself, low self-esteem. You know, the idea that I could do this myself without seeing a doctor or a nutritionist or a dietitian or a personal trainer. I've never hired any of these ever in my life. I've always just done the work myself. And to me, that is exciting and fun. Of course, when you put yourself out there and you start talking about stuff like this, like I have, it inspires a lot of people. It motivates a lot of people. A lot of people, ask for advice and help. And that's part of the awesome experience too, is being able to have people say, oh my gosh, I've lost this much weight, which people still do. They still hit me up, I've lost this much weight, thank you, just by spreading, little seeds of information to help them find what's going to work for them, because everyone's different. I'm not going to say that everyone needs to do the same thing, but it's good to look into your health, and it's good to, we were lied to. We were fucking lied to over the last, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years about, these health professionals saying, this is what we need to eat. You need to cut out fatty meat. You need to eat more grains and vegetables, and horse shit is what it was. It was horse shit. Because look what happened. All those pictures of the beaches in the 60s and the 50s when everyone was skinny. And then you look at that after, we were told what to eat and consume. Everybody got fat. Everybody got overweight, Everybody, I wonder how that happened. They told us to stop eating, fatty meat, that the fat was bad for us, that it was bad for our hearts, and to eat this way. And we believed them, and now we're suffering for it. I even wonder if that's why my menstrual cycle stopped in my mid-20s, because I was consuming so little fat. Fat was bad. We were told not to eat fat. Now I'm eating so much fat, it's unbelievable. But it's, good fat. But I stay motivated because I don't do sedentary. I don't do boring. I don't do, I'm never, what's the word? Satisfied. That's it. I'm never satisfied. The older I get, the more I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna, let aging, take me down. I'm gonna keep hitting the gym. Maybe I have to do things differently. Maybe I have to be more careful. Maybe I have to have more rest days to recover from my workouts, my job. But I'm not stopping. No. Stopping is not an option. And I tell myself, with that attitude, you could end up hurting yourself. It's possible. But I have a lot of devices for recovery. I've talked about the Beamer machine that I have, the bioelectromagnetic energy regulation machine, which I need to go do. And I have means of, helping my body out. That's what I do. But you have to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why do you need to stay motivated? Is it your health? Is it somebody? What is your purpose? Do you want to be fitter? Do you want to be happy when you look in the mirror? What's your goal? What's your drive? Because a lot of people really don't have anything. They just oh, I'm gonna go eat a salad and think that that's good for them. They're like, I'm gonna go and just I'm gonna cut out this, but I'm gonna drink my regular sodas every day. You guys have no idea the garbage that you're putting in your bodies. That's absolutely terrible, because we've been told, oh, it's okay. You need to do your research. Do some research, look up keto, look up carnivore, and just see, what doctors are telling people that, yeah, you've been lied to. You've been lied to about health, And that motivates me to keep digging, and that motivates me to keep trying, and I'm never gonna stop. So join me if you will.